in the land. And they say that Dr. Manmohan Singh is being denied his due by the Prime Minister because the Prime Minister is insecure of the legacy of Dr. Manmohan Singh because Dr. Manmohan Singh preceded him in office. This is what has been said. But even as the Congress has been attacking the NDA, the centre surprised all by writing a letter to Sharmistha Mukherjee informing her that it has been designated, that a designated site within the Rashtriya Smriti complex, a part of the Rajghat precinct, has been identified for erecting a samadhi of her father, the late Shri Pranab Mukherjee, who was a former president of India. The PM's gesture to build a memorial for Pranab Mukherjee, who was one of the senior-most leaders of the Congress party in the order of succession after Indira Gandhi passed away, seems to have sparked a meltdown in the Congress. A veritable meltdown, viewers. Several top Congress leaders and MPs are making a concerted effort to suggest that the memorial was being conferred on one of the Congress party's senior-most leaders, Pranab Mukherjee, because he was a closet Sanghi, if you please. Yes, a leader who might have had an integral role to play in the Congress, but had also a foot in the BJP ecosphere, who was secretly in cahoots with the BJP. Sample this barb from Danish Ali, a member of parliament from the Congress, and he says, and I quote him, "This decision of the government is also a gift to Pranab Mukherjee for his love for the Sangh," i.e. the RSS viewers. He goes on to say, and I quote, "Pranab Mukherjee had bowed his head at the Nagpur headquarters of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh and conferred the title of Dharti Putra on Sangh founder Hegdewar. Mukherjee had also played an important role in getting Savarkar's picture installed in the Parliament House," unquote. Viewers, Danish Ali believes that the only reason Pranab Mukherjee is being honoured is because he was some sort of a lackey for the Sangh Parivar. That he had absolutely no achievements, no contributions to make to the India story at all. Completely and blithely disregarded, viewers, his professional capacities. The peak in Congress ranks is inexplicable, not only because it lacks logic, but also because it goes against the party's own campaign to force the government to honour the legacy of congressmen who have toiled in the service of the nation. It wasn't a surprise that Pranab Mukherjee's daughter hit back at the Congress for insulting his legacy and accusing the Gandhis of being selective about who from their own ranks should be honoured, when and in what way. This is what Sharmistha Mukherjee came out and said, viewers. She is, of course, Pranab Mukherjee's daughter. And she said, if Pranab Mukherjee were indeed aligned with the RSS, why did Congress entrust him with so many different and highly significant responsibilities over 45 years? Was Mrs. Gandhi, that is Indira Gandhi, not intelligent enough to see through that? Was Mrs. Sonia Gandhi unaware of such things? These are baseless statements, and if certain Congress members are making them, it shows their lack of knowledge about Congress's history and parliamentary democracy, unquote. Listen.
I think Congress should have, or definitely could have, come out with something better. Firstly, in that thing, the question goes to them, that if Pranab Mukherjee was an RSS agent, why did he was allowed to be a stalwart leader of Congress for 45 years? Our Congress High Command, starting from Indira Gandhi to Sonia Gandhi ji, are such fools that in 45 years they could not make out that Pranab Mukherjee is an RSS agent. Secondly, by their definition, of course, my father went to RSS headquarters in his post-presidential years. He was alive then. My father passed away 4 years back. So if this memorial is linked to his RSS visit, which, I mean, why would the government wait for 4 years? So it's something very, wrapped up about their argument, about their logic. And to be very honest, I mean, as a grand old party, I thought that they could have come out with something better. Like, why say such stupid things?
Say such stupid things is what Sharmistha Mukherjee has come out and said. Observers of politics will, of course, not be surprised at the Congress party's pettiness. Independent-minded high achievers who didn't necessarily sing hosannas to the Gandhi family have never got their due in the party. Pranab Mukherjee may have been the senior-most Congress member after Indira Gandhi's death, but he was sidelined to ensure he would never pose a challenge to the Parivar, to the Gandhi Parivar. He was ignored as a prime ministerial contender in 2004. Sharmistha Mukherjee mentions this in her own book, and this has never been contested, viewers. She came out and said in her own memoirs of her father, I did not have the chance to meet Baba for a couple of days as he was terribly busy, but I spoke to him over the phone. I asked him excitedly if he was going to become the Prime Minister. His response was blunt. No, she will not make me the Prime Minister. It will be Manmohan Singh, unquote. He was, of course, referring to Sonia Gandhi. No condolence meet for Pranab Mukherjee. Viewers, Sharmistha Mukherjee again said that when Baba passed away, Congress didn't even bother to call a CWC or a Congress Working Committee meeting for a condolence. A senior leader told me it's not done for presidents that utter rubbish, as I learned later from Baba's diaries that on K.R. Narayanan's death, who was a former president, CWC was called and condolence message was drafted by Baba only, unquote. Then, of course, viewers, Sonia Gandhi was allegedly uncomfortable with Pranab being the president of India. This has been attested to by Radhika Ramaseshan in the Deccan Herald, who wrote a piece in which she said in the prelude to selecting the UPA's presidential nominee, Mukherjee still hoped Sonia would choose Singh and make him the Prime Minister, forget the Prime Minister's job. She didn't even want him as the next Rashtrapati Bhavan occupant. When the message got across, Mukherjee began a discreet campaign among the non-BJP parties to pitch his candidacy. These are shocking disclosures. Ahmed Patel ordered to tweet against Pranab on accepting the RSS invite. An NDTV report on 7 June 2018 testifies to this, saying criticism from the Congress was served upon Mr. Mukherjee at the instruction of Sonia Gandhi, his former boss. According to the party sources the NDTV journalist spoke to, went on to say it was she who reportedly asked her political aide and Congress power player Ahmed Patel to tweet, quote, I did not expect this from you, Pranabda, unquote. Sonia Gandhi got upset after Pranab met Bal Thackeray in early 2012. This has also, viewers, been attested by Pranab Mukherjee himself in his memoirs, which have never been contested. Rajiv Gandhi ignored Pranabda's ambition to be Prime Minister post Indira's death. Pranab Mukherjee writes about this, the turbulent years, 1980 to 1996, and he says, I cited precedents from the time when Prime Minister Nehru said, and later Shastri passed away while in office, 27th May 1964 and 11 January 1966 respectively. In both instances, an interim government was formed with Gulzari Lal Nanda, the senior most minister, as the interim Prime Minister. And since he was expecting that it would be his turn. Rajiv Gandhi turned his back, externing him from his own cabinet when he took charge in 84. He was overlooked by Sonia Gandhi much later. For P.V. Narasimha Rao, who was packing his bags after announcing his political retirement, having secured the permission of the late Rajiv Gandhi. Many instances, viewers. Pranab Mukherjee is a familiar story. Let me tell you this. Here are some other stalwarts who have been given the short shrift by the Congress. Sonia Gandhi forcibly took over Congress and immorally ousted Sitaram Kesari in 1998. This was a very, very well-known and documented bit of political history, viewers. Most people who are familiar with politics know this. Nehru allegedly spied on Netaji. Yes, viewers, Netaji Subhash Bose. Declassified IB files testified to this, that there was surveillance on Bose's family between 48 to 68 for 20 years. For 20 years, viewers. There was intense interest in Bose's kin, unexplained till date. Congress insulted Narasimha Rao. Again, viewers, journalists who were close to Narasimha Rao have said that despite being a former AICC president and a prime minister, Narasimha Rao was not just excluded from the Congress Working Committee, since the current heir to the Nehru dynasty took charge of the party in 1998. He was not even allowed to become one of the numerous special invitees, most of whom get selected for their cheerleader skills rather than any other contribution. Of course, the case of Sardar Patel, overlooked for Bharat Ratna, viewers, very well known. Nehru awarded the Bharat Ratna to himself in 1955. Sardar Patel was ignored for years altogether. Only in 1991, posthumously, he was given the Bharat Ratna by the Chandrasekhar government. Viewers, let's open this for a conversation tonight. This is an important moment to really reflect on the Congress party's extant culture as of now. So let's first bring in Sharmistha Mukherjee. Thank you for speaking to me this evening. The Congress has alleged that the NDA has conferred Pranab Mukherjee this honor because he was a RSS agent. How do you respond to this?
Well, if this is the official line of Congress, then it's absolutely pathetic. And it also perhaps shows their lack of knowledge and understanding, and they're questioning their own senior leaders' high command, starting from Srimati Indira Gandhi to Sonia Gandhi, that, who for 45 years could not understand that Pranab Mukherjee is an RSS agent. So are they trying to say that Indira Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi were fools? Are they trying to say that, they don't trust their judgment? That, who gave Pranab Mukherjee such key responsibilities, not only within the party, but within the government? Are they questioning the wisdom of their own leaders like Sonia Gandhi and Srimati Indira Gandhi, whom my father considered as a mentor? So this is the question, if this is the official line of Congress, I think they should have come out with something better. Rather than calling Pranab Mukherjee an RSS agent. In that case, I would say that, why that RSS agent, the senior high command of Congress could not unveil his mask for 45 years.
That's a good point.
So that shows perhaps, are they questioning the wisdom of Indira Gandhi?
So let me ask you, yes, what made the Congress question Pranab Mukherjee's loyalty to the Congress cause, if nothing else? And are you surprised that the Gandhis have not spoken up in his defense, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely. Forget about Gandhis. I don't think even a single senior leader of Congress has even done a tweet. There was one, when my book came out, in which, there was a lot of criticism, especially about Rahul Gandhi, and which I noted from my father's diaries. The whole Congress ecosystem was absolutely, attacking me in most vile language, not only me, but even my father, including, making sexual connotations and very, very wrong stuff. So I first tagged those tweets, and tagged them to various senior Congress leaders, not even, and then I wrote an open letter to Rahul Gandhi. Not a single senior Congress leader, even tweeted against, condemning such abusive language. Is this Congress culture to use such vile, abusive language for their own departed leaders? Is it Congress culture? They talk about Nyari Nyay, but when a woman, any woman, in this case it happened to be me, when being abused in with such nasty, dirty language, and Rahul Gandhi talked about Nari Nyay, before his election manifesto, why didn't a single Congress leader condemn it? Why didn't they do it?
These are valid questions.
I would like to ask them this question.
These are valid questions, Ms. Mukherjee. Thank you very much for sharing your insights with us. Let's open this up, viewers. Let's put some of these questions out. It is inexplicable, isn't it? Let's ask Sanjay Jha, who's an author and someone who is a well-known part of the Congress ecosystem. There's Ratan Sharda here with us. We also have Shazia Ilmi and Dr. Raman and Mr. Verma, all of them here. So let me begin with you, Sanjay Jha. And this is a question that seems to sort of fly in the face of the Congress's recent agitation. I mean, they have been saying that, look, we are a party of principles. We believe in the politics of nyay, which is justice, and we want, justice to be done to everyone without exception. Now, using that platform, they said that therefore, Dr. Manmohan Singh's legacy must be honored, a suitable memorial must be built, and so on and so forth. I think you know what I'm talking about. And here, when the NDA comes out and says, look, we want to build a memorial at Rajghat, etc., for Mr. Mukherjee, you seem to suggest that he doesn't deserve it, that he's only done it because, he somehow kowtowed to the RSS and became willy-nilly, at least what the Congress has said. And there's Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and several others today who've added their 2 pennies to this whole rather scandalous sort of attack on Pranab Mukherjee's legacy. Do you think this is befitting of the Congress? I mean, is this Congress culture? Because that's the question Sharmistha Mukherjee asked.
Okay. Rahul, good to be on your program. I insist, though, that when I speak, I'm not interrupted.
Sure.
Or else I'm happy to leave your show.
Yeah.
I also want to put it on record that you've spent 13 minutes of your program creating this whole aura and ambience, which is blatantly anti-Congress. That on the program, there are 3 people who represent the right-wing side. I'm assuming Sumant is going to be the moderate liberal along with me. The anchor's position is pretty much obviously stated. Now, let me make my point very quickly. You made a false declaration. I think that is irresponsible. You said to Sharmistha Mukherjee, who happens to be a friend, I haven't spoken to her for a while though, that the official Congress line, and these are your words, that the official Congress line is that Pranab Mukherjee was an RSS agent. I want to challenge you today, and before this program is over, Rahul, please put out a tweet either from the INC handle or from Jairam Ramesh saying exactly what you said,
right,
that Pranab Mukherjee was an RSS agent. And I'll tell you why I say so. Because if you don't, then I want to tell you that Narendra Modi and the BJP's official line is what Ramesh Bidhori spoke about Muslims in Parliament. That the views on women of Modi and his government are what Ramesh Bidhori said about Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Listen, we can go on and on.
Yeah, of course.
But I think this entire program is based on a disingenuous disinformation campaign of lies.
Okay.
A statement made by Danish Ali or any other Congress leader for that matter is not an official line. You're a seasoned journalist. I've been in politics for a long time. Trust me, I'm still very much in the mainstream.
Yeah, and you're playing politics tonight. So great.
Okay, and I'm going to... 1 minute, I requested you not to interrupt me. I won't take too long. Here is my point. I have read Pranab Mukherjee's all diaries, which are in the form of an autobiography. You can cherry pick, but I think I'm very happy that for all the Congress's woes, at least the party had conversations. And Pranab Mukherjee has outlisted the issues where he felt that, he deserved a better deal, and why not? But here is the truth. The truth is that at no point in all his autobiographies, from the beginning right till the time when he was president, has he really rebuked or ridiculed anybody either from the Gandhi family or the Congress as a culture, as a political entity. In fact, you should read his views on the BJP or even for that matter, Mr. Modi. If you want, I can quote them for you. Point number 3, if the BJP is going to take this position that we are giving him a memorial, my question to Mr. Modi, Mr. Sharda, Mr. Verma, and to the BJP spokesperson is, why didn't you give him an extended term for president? Why didn't you give him another 5 years as a president if you had such enormous respect for his integrity, for his skills, which I believe were undoubtedly there? The BJP should have done that. And I want to make one last point. Personally, I felt when Mr. Pranab Mukherjee went to the RSS headquarters, personally, I felt he did the right thing, because you need to engage with even your most staunchest political and ideological opponent.
Right.
Sharda ji and I exchange a lot of sarcastic barbs on Twitter, but I don't hate him and I don't think he hates me either.
Yeah.
My view is there should be dialogue. And I've never forgotten as a student of history that the founder of the RSS was an ex-congressman. So I do believe at the end of the day that although I am very staunchly an opponent of Mr. Modi and Mr. Sharda's ideological and political practices, I'm very happy to engage and talk with them. And I therefore feel if anybody in the Congress, including Mr. Ali, the last line, if Mr. Ali has called Mr. Pranab Mukherjee an RSS agent, he should apologize because that is blatantly wrong.
Okay. So viewers, 2 or 3 things. Mr. Jha said there are 2 liberals on this show. Actually, if you're a conservative, it doesn't mean that you're not liberal. So I think since he says he's a student of politics and he's been doing it for 40 years, 1 second, I think he should understand that he's got his politics completely wrong. Secondly, viewers, he says that, look, I have selectively quoted this, that, the other, this is not the Congress official line. And he says then Bidhuri, what he said about Danish Ali is not the BJP official line. I actually came out, viewers, and I've tweeted and I even held a debate on that, saying what Mr. Bidhuri had done was atrocious. He should be sacked.
But he's not.
But
he's not.
I mean, I can't sack anybody, sir. I work for I'm a journalist who can ask questions. No, okay, now don't speak over me. I say I'm a journalist who can ask questions. So I'm asking questions and I made a particular, and I took a particular point. Please check the Twitter. And I said, on a show here, I said he should be sacked. There can be no room. He's doing a disservice to the Prime Minister's own vision, which is Sabka Saath, etc., etc. This is all out there, viewers. But anyhow, then he says that, you see, fundamentally, show me where the Congress has come. Well, show me where the Congress has come out and said that we distance ourselves from Danish Ali, from Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary and 3 or 4 other Congress leaders today. No, viewers, they haven't. Let it go. Looking away is as much a crime, says the Congress about Mr. Modi. When there are transgressors in his own party and he doesn't seemingly come out and tick them off person by person, they say, see, he must actually be abetting in what they are saying. So viewers, you heard Mr. Jha didn't answer the question. I just simply said, is this Congress culture? Now, the fact is, and it is sad, it is sad that Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, one of the longest standing congressmen, in fact, who was leader of opposition before Rahul Gandhi in the last iteration, before the last polls, viewers, let me tell you very, very clearly, has said that this man could not even have won an election. I helped him, which is true. It's all very true that Mr. Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary actually did all the heavy lifting, got Mr. Pranab Mukherjee elected, this, that, the other. But the fact of the matter is, viewers, today, after he is gone, you've even written him off as a saleable politician, as somebody who was relatable, electable. That's how far you've gone. And there's been no word from Mr. Jairam Ramesh, his office, the very voluble, extremely combative spokespeople. Now, I don't know what to believe.
Congress nominated him for presidency.
Well, I have no real viewers. I just don't understand. If that is not their official position, come out and state it. Yes, Shazia Elmi, you want to respond before I open this up?
Yes. Yes, good evening, Rahul, to you and to all your panelists and all those who are watching the program. So how very presumptuous and intellectually limited and self-righteous of the Congress spokesperson it is to say that whether it's Ratan Sharda ji, Karan Verma ji or myself, all of us cannot ever be liberal or moderate, and at most will be illiberal and all other things you can think of, extremists and what have you, only because we don't subscribe to the point of view of Sanjay Jha. Now, this is exactly what is being done and what the philosophy and the DNA of Congress party. No matter how erudite, how loyal, how brilliant you are, you can only be an extra in the party when it comes to central leadership. Right from Nehru to Indira Gandhi to Sonia Gandhi and now Rahul Gandhi. No one else can ever shine. If at all you'll be given this dole or this largesse, or you'll ever be a recipient of the largesse and magnanimity, you will have to be pliable. You will have to fall at somebody's feet and yes, sing hosannas night to day. And that is exactly what it is. And that is what it's come to. And not just Pranab Mukherjee, you named, whether it's Jagjeevan Ramji, whether it's Sitaram Kesri, in yesteryears there's a whole list of people, right from Sardar Patel, Subhash Chandra Bose ji, to even now, to even how people looked around Rahul Gandhi, the younger lot, so to speak. So that is what it is. So if Pranab Da wanted to visit the RSS headquarters, and it was the end of everything. It meant that he was no good.
In fact,
ever.
Ahmed Patel.
But to call him names.
Yeah, but in fact, Shazia Ilmi, Mr. Jha, who was suspended as spokesperson for going against the Congress line on the leadership issue, hasn't, I'm finding it strange that he was suspended. But Danish Ali has not been. So clearly there's an endorsement of what Danish Ali has said tacitly. They may not have come out and said, yes, we back him, but by not doing anything about it, they probably have said, okay, let this go. Doesn't matter. Innuendo will rule. But, coming back to that point, now he says no one official. Now I'm citing Mr. Ahmed Patel, who came out and expressed his severe, in fact,
yes,
disregard
for
Pranab Mukherjee. For Pranab
Mukherjee.
Yeah, he was very transparent. So he didn't like the fact that he went to the RSS headquarters, which is rather strange because the Congress calls itself the most liberal party in India, viewers. Open to everyone, every stream of thought.
Views.
And let me tell you that one person that Mr. Sanjay Jha forgot to mention, the founder of the Jansangh, was also cabinet minister. In fact, in Nehru's cabinet was kicked out, because he challenged Mr. Nehru on 2 or 3 basic issues. Number one, the First Amendment. Number 2, viewers, Article 370, and the other issue with regards to the budget. So, viewers, here is a liberal who kicked out people who did not agree with him. Anyhow, I'm just putting it out there. These are facts. And I also want to bring it on record. Just 1 second, Dr. Raman, I'll come to you. But I also want to bring it on record that this is not a 3:2 debate. Ratan Sharda is here because he is from the RSS. He's not from a political outfit. He's an author. And I only want to ask him, how deep were the connections between the RSS and Pranab Da? Mr. Ratan Sharda, can you please tell us how far this went? How much of an agent was he? Whose agent was he in the RSS, and how did he actually subvert the Congress system by being the mole of the RSS in the Congress party? Can you explain through bare facts? And if you don't have these facts, then unfortunately, Danish Ali is the one who spread fake news. Viewers, so I'll leave it to you to judge, but listen to Ratan Sharda tonight. How much of an agent?
See, first of all, I'm very surprised that Danish Ali had come to Congress from BSP. And he is not even an original congressman. He has the gall to speak like this about a very senior member of Congress, leader of Congress, such eminent person that everybody used to go to him for solving any problem. And he speaks that language. None of the Congress seniors come on scene and say this is wrong. Neither spokesperson, neither the president, who keep on shooting statements on Twitter regularly and call press conferences. Coming to this particular case, story of Pranab Da, I'll tell you a very wonderful story of in my biography on Raju Bhaiya, Professor Rajendra Singh, who was the regional pracharak at that time, and Lal Bahadur Shastri was the Home Minister in UP. So Lal Bahadur Shastri used to rib him because his father was known to Lal Bahadur Shastri very well. He said, Raju, क्या कर रहे हो तुम्हारी RSS की मीटिंग में? तुम तो हिंदू मुस्लिम के झगड़े की बात करते होगे, किस मोहल्ले में कितने मुसलमान हैं कहते होगे, कितने हिंदू हैं कहते होगे. So Raju Bhaiya said, no, Shastri ji, we just talk about number of shakhas and how we link is to expand our work. And you should come to our meeting once in a while, so you see what we do. And then Guruji came to UP once and he invited Shastri ji to please come and visit Guruji. So Shastri ji told him, Raju Bhaiya, see, when you come to me, nobody doubts you in RSS. They don't really raise fingers at you. But if I come to RSS meeting, I will be immediately called anti-Congress, a traitor. This is the difference between your organization and my party. That is the reason I will never visit RSS office. And this is the truth of Congress from that time. I am talking Lal Bahadur Shastri like a person who was the most respected Home Minister, one of the best persons who became Prime Minister. He was afraid to talk to RSS people because of this accepted personal calls. Now look at further, Purushottam Das Tandon, reduced to dust. Sardar Patel reduced to, before he died, he was already reduced to a sideline. And in fact, Kurian writes in his autobiography that Maniben went to meet Nehru after Sardar Patel's death because Sardarji had told him this particular bag must be given to Nehru. And that bag had some 3 lakh rupees of Congress funds which she gave to Nehru. Nehru didn't even offer her tea. He took away the car within 24 hours. This is how you treat people. Rajendra Prasad not allowed to go to the cremation of Sardar Patel. So these are historical facts. You cannot deny by saying, no, this is not the culture. And to my biggest problem is that sense of political untouchability, which began with Nehru. In fact, in 1963, before he died, he thought that RSS organization, which he did not understand, invited them to the Republic Day parade. Now Sanjay will say there is no RTA, etc. But there are documentary proofs, so I will not get into that. So then again, this particular anti-RSS strain of being totally apartheid, total no untouchability with anybody in RSS, I have faced that. Till 73, 75, RSS was totally untouchable. Only after 77, they realized that RSS can get Janata Party to win. They went together when they tried to break down RSS-BJP relation. They lost, they never gained from that. Now, if that is their view, what is the problem, Pranab? He was a man with a spine. He spoke his mind. He was independent. So in this particular Congress culture, a person's independent line, whether it's Sanjay Jha or whether it's Pranab Da, they'll be insulted. They'll be put on the sidelines. I will not get into other people's case, but this approach to politics is really harming everybody. You need to have conversations like Jha said. My problem with Mr. Jha is only his conceit. Believing totally he knows everybody is beyond his nose, cannot even talk to them, cannot even talk to their ideologies. This is the problem. He calls me right wing. You know what is right wing? Right wing is a person who believes in total freedom of capital, total freedom of investment, etc., etc., etc. That is a capitalist policy. Is BJP or RSS capitalist? He knows we are not. But he will use that word because that word also carries the stigma of Ku Klux Klan, of jihadis, of Islamists. First, he should learn politics, political ideology. After
Anyhow, let's forget all of that. The fact is,
this main point is that this inability of Congress, especially under Gandhi's and Nehru clan, to talk to other people on equal footing, on give and take, is not possible.
Okay, so let me bring in Mr. Verma first and also Dr. Raman. Now, Mr. Verma, let me tell you, yes, Dr. Raman, have patience. You see, for very long, for 30, 40 years, 50 years in this country, only one side of the argument has been heard. Now learn to listen to the other side also. You can't just wipe people off because you don't like them, can't cancel them. So sun lo, you might learn something. Anyhow, Mr. Verma, let me ask you this question. You see, Vajpayee ji called Indira Gandhi Ma Durga. Indira Gandhi called Veer Savarkar a patriot, son of the soil. Son of Bharat. Absolutely. Look at the openness. And here, viewers, the Congress party of today has this massive meltdown among some very senior leaders. This is a member of parliament who is entrusted to speak on Congress issues, on main debates in parliament. This is not some side, show. He's a main leader. And this is his point of view. And no one from the liberal Congress has come out and said, come on, get off your high horse, start accepting that there are people who are complicated, they're complex, they have many different strands that go to make their ideological position.
So, Rahul, just look at the irony here. When we talk of cancel culture, our good friend Sanjay Jha, who has himself been a victim of cancel culture at the receiving end of it, is actually calling names to others and saying that he's a liberal. So, you must understand this. Back in the day, if they want to cancel anyone connected to RSS or Veer Savarkar, it was Pandit Nehru who invited the RSS for the Republic Day parade at 63. Lal Bahadur Shastri invited Golwalkar ji, who travelled from Sangli, he was in Sangli at that time, to Delhi when the 1965 war broke out. He wanted to discuss with him. So this is the kind of open-mindedness, consultative attitude people had them. And when you start cancelling everyone, look how everyone was treated in death in the Congress. We know about P.V. Narasimha Rao, how his mortal remains weren't allowed to enter the office. We know how Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was not accorded a funeral here, and in fact Nehru is on record writing a letter to Radha Krishnan asking him not to attend the funeral. We all know how Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's funeral, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, he was told not to attend it. So, this is the kind of attitude they have. Time and again, they've disrespected people when they've been alive, and even today when they are dead. And when Sanjay Jha says this is not Congress party's official stance, fine, but Don't tell me that Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary isn't a tall leader. He has been the leader of opposition. Don't tell me Ahmed Patel hasn't been a tall leader. They've all been vociferously critical, not just critical. They resorted to personal slander back in 2018 when Pranab Da visited RSS. So much for liberalism, so much for accepting other viewpoints. And when you start cancelling everyone, people cancel you. And that's the harsh reality of the Congress party today.
Okay. Is that the reality, Dr. Raman? Is this the extant Congress culture under the Gandhis? Simple question.
Okay, I'll probably get about 3 sentences before I'm interrupted because I'm speaking for the other side. But anyway, I have a couple of questions to ask. Wasn't Pranab Mukherjee, the late Pranab Mukherjee, like a guide for the RSS? Mr. Ratan Sharda, wasn't he like a guide for the RSS? I thought he was. No, I'm asking you a serious question. Was he or wasn't he?
You want me to answer? I don't want to interrupt you.
No, I'm just asking. You can say whether he was or he was not.
He was contacted for the first time after nearly retired from the political life. That is when he was approached and he came to RSS office.
So Mr. Mohan Bhagwat has said something which is not factually correct when he said Pranab Mukherjee was like a guide for the RSS and his loss is an irreparable loss for the
In
Sangh.
what period? In what period?
What
I am
period?
talking
You
when
have
he
to
was
ask
approached.
him.
No.
You have
It's
to
very
ask
important.
him.
It's
You
very
have to
important.
ask him, sir.
No,
Sir, I'm
because
sorry, your entire
listen to me.
argument is
No,
collapsed.
don't make a joke out of it.
Mohan
Listen
Bhagwat.
carefully.
No, I'm not making a
Listen
joke
carefully.
out of it. Let me finish.
So let me speak.
I've
No, you
spoken
asked me
2
to speak.
sentences.
No, allow me to
I
speak.
asked you to answer that one question which you
That
said
is
you
partial
answered
truth.
that.
Okay,
You
one second.
answered
Ratan
that.
Sharda, let him finish. Let him
me
finish. Yes,
Let
yeah.
me finish. Why would Mohan Bhagwat, the chief of the RSS, make a statement like this, saying that Pranab Mukherjee was like a guide for the RSS? I'm using the exact quotation and I will read it out to you. Mukherjee was like a guide to RSS and affectionate towards us.
Okay.
His death is an irreparable loss to the Sangh, not just to the
Right.
country or whatever.
repeated
His
it
death
about
is
10
an
times.
Let him
irreparable
finish.
loss to the Sangh.
We heard
Now,
you.
this is, let us assume that this is a man
Yeah.
who has made exactly one visit to the RSS headquarters, right? And delivered one speech there, right?
Yeah.
I fail to see how that makes him a guide to such a famous organization which has existed for decades and how his loss could become an irreparable loss for the Sangh. Now, maybe Mr. Ratan Sharda can explain how just one visit and one speech can lead to this statement to be given by the RSS chief. I don't understand.
Okay, one second. Doctor, one second. Okay, Ratan Sharda ji, you will say that, look, the period matters. It was this, that. Even if he was a guide to the RSS, great for the RSS. Can you imagine? What an open organization that it is willing to learn from others too. It doesn't cancel. So by Dr. Raman's,
Rahul, can you give me 10
just 1
seconds?
second, yes, I'll come to you. Extending Dr.
not
Raman's
just that, I just
argument,
want to
1
add a
second.
small bit.
Extending
Rahul.
Dr. Raman's argument, viewers,
Rahul, it's
is he suggesting that
difficult
Danish
to
Ali is
salvage
right?
now.
That is he
know,
trying to
and
insinuate?
Sanjay
1
Jha-
minute. Is he
No.
okay? Is he trying to
Not at all.
insinuate,
10
viewers,
seconds.
that
No.
Mukherjee was actually an RSS agent?
No, not
In
at
our
all.
culture, viewers, when people
Not at
pass,
all.
in our culture, when people pass,
No,
and I have
don't
been
say
told
that.
this, I have been told this on
Because you're
Twitter,
right.
when people pass, we must only say nice things about them.
Absolutely.
Be generous. So
What
maybe
do
he
you
was,
say?
maybe
do you
he
say? What do you
understands,
say? You
maybe
say
he
he was a-
understands, unlike Congress leaders,
He was a
that
great
there needs to
statesman.
be dignity in death and it should be restored.
Did I say never met again?
No,
No.
you didn't.
Guys,
Anyhow,
say
I don't want.
guys,
This is
after
a
the initial meeting,
foolish.
never
The
met
word-
again.
Rahul,
Hang
10
on.
seconds.
This is
Courtesy.
facile.
It was a respect.
It's a very facile argument. I
Rahul,
want to
10
close it
seconds,
here.
please.
I want to close it here
That is the
very
word.
quickly, Mr. Verma.
No, don't close it here because I
Okay,
want to say
10
something.
seconds.
Okay, I have
want
another
to
debate to
expose-
do also. Yes.
Yeah,
I just want to
because the
expose
argument-
Suman C. Raman.
Okay, Suman C.
I want
Raman, listen to
I
Verma.
want to quote what Mohan Bhagwat said that day, Rahul.
Okay.
I met Pranab Da for the first time in 2018. He didn't practice
Rahul
political
Gandhi, who
untouchability
goes
and was respected by all parties, and so was a guide for us. This is the
He
entire
was a
context.
guide
And
for
So what
us
is the big
and
deal?
was
As
affectionate,
cherry-picked.
and his passing is an
Bhai,
irreparable
for
loss.
Vajpayee ji,
imagine?
Indira was
Learn
Durga.
from Mohan Bhagwat ji.
No, one second,
and
one
teach
second.
Rahul Gandhi
You please
that you
ask,
do not
you please ask
celebrate.
whether he
You
said
do
it or
not
not.
go
It
to
is quoted
Vietnam.
all over.
You don't go
Okay,
to
okay.
shake a leg.
Please,
You're a senior
lower everyone's
leader
faders.
of your
Viewers,
party.
viewers, okay. So the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat said that Pranab Mukherjee was a guide. Vajpayee said Indira ji was Durga. Indira ji said that Veer Savarkar was a great son of India. What is it? What are we trying to say? Are we trying to say that Indira Gandhi was a long-term member of the Hindu Mahasabha? It's completely, viewers, bizarre. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The Congress position tonight is bizarre. And those who are defending it are even more obtuse in their thinking. Viewers, the Congress has really tied itself up in knots tonight. It's not looking like the party that promises Nyay. I leave it at this. Let's move on, because I think a large number of people are beginning to see through the Congress. Delhi is seeing feverish poll-related activity. Prime Minister Modi has been coursing the city, wooing the electorate. Arvind Kejriwal has been cruising the roads, trying to rally the voters to vote for him. But Rahul Gandhi, the Congress party's talisman, is missing in action. Rumored to be on a New Year holiday somewhere in Vietnam. Clearly, he's in no hurry to get back to rest the state for his party, even though his rivals and pundits are beginning to question his commitment and leadership once again. So much so that two of the India bloc's biggest constituents, SP and TMC, have even decided to endorse the AAP in the Delhi poll race, ignoring the Congress entirely. And Kejriwal is understandably delighted. He has come out and thanked, saying, I'm fundamentally and personally grateful to Mamata Banerjee as well as Akhilesh Yadav for the support and the stand with us. I and the people of Delhi are grateful for this. The Congress, instead of critically analyzing why its India bloc partners should have dumped it and picked the AAP, are recklessly attacking the AAP, suggesting that the AAP is actually, viewers, deluded if it thinks it's going to win twice. The voters' mood, it says, seems to have changed now. The Congress is campaigning well, and we may see good results this time, unquote. Kejriwal, not one to let matters go, has hit back and made some explosive revelations of his own. He has attacked Gehlot ji and said, you made it clear that the Congress sees the AAP as the opposition in Delhi. You remain silent on the BJP. People also felt that the AAP is the opposition for the Congress and the BJP is its partner. People also believe that the BJP and the Congress are fighting the elections together against the AAP. So far, this cooperation between you two was a secret. Today, you have made it public. Thank you on behalf of the people of Delhi for this clarification. The public shunning of the Congress by its own allies is a major vote of no confidence, viewers, in the party, and it also suggests that the India bloc wants a Congress Mukh Bharat too. The summary dumping of the Congress raises some questions. Is the allies' no vote of confidence in the Congress a sign that they have little faith in Rahul Gandhi's leadership capabilities? Let's ask that question. Let's open this up. Let's go straight across to Mr. Kamru Chaudhary, who joins me this evening. Sanjay Jha is also there. Sanjay Jha, what's going on? Ally after ally. And you know, it's amazing. You will now say Mr. Gehlot is not the official spokesperson of the Congress. But you see, Mr. Kejriwal has dignified him. He's reacted to him. Now you can say Mr. Kejriwal is spreading fake news, propaganda. You can challenge Mr. Kejriwal to show another similar tweet from a Congress spokesperson, etc. You can dodge the question. But I'm asking you tonight, I'm just pressing on. Why is Rahul Gandhi's Congress party, especially one that is now become associated with his leadership, why are the allies not endorsing it?
Rahul, good evening. I think I just want to make one very, candid admission up front. The Congress is on a slippery wicket in Delhi for a long time. I think in this particular election, it sees an opportunity to at least reclaim some of the lost ground, and it's been substantial erosion of its past vote share. And I think what you're witnessing today is therefore, for the first time in a long time, possibly a tripartite contest where the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP, I believe, are the formidable competitors, with the Congress hoping to dent vote shares of the Aam Aadmi Party enough to be able to create a hung assembly. I'm giving you a very pragmatic, practical answer.
No, I salute you. But my question is very straightforward. In this great endeavor of the Congress party to make itself count in Delhi in whichever capacity, whether it's to dent the AAP or to defeat the BJP, I don't know. Why aren't the allies standing with it? Why are they standing with the AAP?
Okay, that's a simple answer. And the simple answer behind that is this, that where the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, it is part of the India alliance along with the Congress. But by all perceptions and analysis, and I can tell you, I have friends in Delhi, you are based out of Delhi, you're a seasoned veteran. It is the Aam Aadmi Party which is likely to do much better than the Congress will. So the India alliance would obviously like to support more aggressively a party that is a front runner and might, and I do hope, will form the government, hopefully with Congress support.
So it's interesting because in Parliament, viewers, the TMC, the SP, the NCP of Sharad Pawar and others all, and bear me out on this, Mr. Iyer, all of these political parties took a view that Rahul Gandhi was raising the wrong issues in Parliament. He was actually detracting time from the real issues. And here, in the elections, they say, no, nothing doing. We are also with the AAP and not with the Congress. One would have thought that the Congress has got 100 seats and not the AAP in the Lok Sabha. Therefore, the Congress, if at all, is in a better position after, you know, the better part of 11 years of anti-incumbency that the AAP is staring at, to perhaps do more damage to the BJP. That's what I would have thought. But clearly, there's something up here.
Well, Rahul, this distancing by the India alliance partners from the Congress is a very temporary. It's going to be limited to the Delhi elections. As Mr. Sanjay Jha pointed out, this time they know that AAP is way ahead of the Congress. And the Congress fighting this election is about its revival. Because several Delhi Congress leaders have been of the view their blunder was they supported Arvind Kejriwal after 2013 election. Since then, they have lost in organization capacity.
So let me ask you, this is a counter question. By that logic, if the Congress is a steadfast partner, one of the pillars of the India alliance, and is allied against the BJP and only wants to see the defeat of the BJP, which is the stated aim of the India bloc, why doesn't it also support the AAP?
No, but between Congress and AAP, you see, there is another worry among these allies. Because if Congress gets revived, it is going to hurt Aam Aadmi Party. And if this fight, as we see now, is getting fiercer by the day, in which case, even a drop of 2-3% in terms of votes would mean a bigger chances for BJP to win.
So it's only convenience, you're saying, that brings the India alliance together. It's not any ideology, it is not some respect for constitution, it's convenience, not constitutionalism. Okay. Shazia Elmi, how do you see this? The support growing for AAP and the diminution of the Congress within the India alliance, whether it is when it is articulating a point in parliament or outside of it?
I think Congress pretty much deserves it. And Congress knew what was coming. So it is Aam Aadmi Party which has totally, chomped, gobbled up Congress party in Delhi and in Punjab. And you look at all the regional parties that they talk about. I mean, look at Mamata Banerjee. It's Mamata Banerjee responsible for complete finishing off of Congress party in West Bengal. So this is a sad state of affairs. It's a tragic-comic situation where Congress has no choice whatsoever but to plead and grovel and do this fake thing of jhappi pappi with all those people, all those parties who have gone out of their way to finish it up.
Finish it off. And you know what has been said?
The politics. Not just that. It also goes on to show that that Aam Aadmi Party and Congress has pretty much the same constituency, which is why everybody feels that if Congress makes a dent, it would be to AAP and not to
that of course goes
not
to
BJP.
That obviously flows, but
so it's replicable. It's replicable.
So fundamentally, viewers.
So if it's so easily replicable, why is Congress there in the first place?
Exactly. That's the question. That is the fundamental question. And viewers, just think about this. When you come out of this election, after what the AAP has said about the Congress, after what the Congress has said about the AAP, that they're both corrupt entities, each one is saying that about each other. How do you expect the voter to turn around and say that you are the alternative to the BJP? This is a mind-boggling dilemma, viewers, for voters. This election will be over. And then who are we left with? Corrupt, exposed entities exposed by each other. And then we're expected to suggest, expected to think that they are the alternative to the BJP. Viewers, I leave it. I need to go on because this is a very important story. It has some geostrategic implications, or it may not. It might just be bluster. US President-elect Donald Trump's statements and social media posts have reignited debates and speculation about his aspirations for American territorial expansion. Trump's targets include Canada, the Panama Canal, and Greenland. Trump has proposed using economic force to make Canada the 51st state of the US and has expressed his desire to retake the Panama Canal and acquire Greenland from Denmark. Are the 78-year-old's aspirations and harpings about extending American territory and influence merely desires? Or do they carry economic, security, geopolitical significance and foresight amid a shifting global order? Fundamental question goes out tonight to Alex Dan, Republican strategist, who joins me from America. Mr. Dan, thank you for speaking to me here on CNN News 18. Mr. Trump wants Canada to merge with the US. He wants suzerainty over Greenland and a stranglehold, maybe even military, over the Panama Canal. What's he getting at?
Well, first of all, I think that those three locations should be taken separately in order of their strategic importance. The Panama Canal, securing it, ensuring free flow from the Atlantic to the Pacific is absolutely vital, not just for American interests, but for world interests. The Panama Canal allows the US Navy to pass between the seas effortlessly. It also allows global shipping. Keeping that canal open and secure is absolutely vital. Greenland is absolutely an important strategic area, especially as we see sea ice in the Arctic melting, greater competition between the United States and our adversaries, Russia and China, in that arena. There's already a major US airbase in Greenland. Keeping Greenland secure is absolutely important. And then finally, when we talk about Canada, there's certainly a great amount of economic connectivity between the United States and Canada. In terms of an actual merger between the US and Canada, it seems like that's something that President Trump may be floating as an opening gambit. I will also point out that fortunately Justin Trudeau, the Liberal Prime Minister, is leaving office shortly in Canada. Right. I hope that Pierre Poilievre, who is a strong conservative leader, will be able to win. All the polls show that his party is pulling away in upcoming elections. So I think that if Pierre Poilievre gets in office in Canada, he will be able to stabilize Canada and truly make it an economic miracle up north.
Well, this prompts me to ask that the concept of a greater America or an Akhand America will make other nations insecure, wouldn't it?
Well, certainly those other countries would have to speak for themselves. I'm an American. I'm from the United States of America. We have 50 wonderful states from sea to shining sea. If another state, if another territory wanted to join us, it's their right to ask us to come in. But as an American, we haven't acquired territory in quite some time. Don't forget, Alaska and Hawaii were territories that decided to come into the United States during the Cold War. The America that I love and am part of is an idea that spanned the world and that's inspired democracies across the globe. So that idea is something that is precious to me and that I do want to spread. The actual borders of my country are less important than the hope and the opportunity that we can give to people here and elsewhere.
Well, is there support, for example, in Canada for a merger with the United States?
If you look at the statements that have come out from the leaders, including the conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre, it appears the answer is no. So again, this may be an opportunity by President Trump to sort of stoke the fires of a discussion. I think that Pierre Poilievre, when he gets in, hopefully when he gets in, will be able to ensure that Canada is strong, secure, and an economic powerhouse. I think that we're going to see that unfold over the next few months, but I don't want to speak for my Canadian brethren. I'm not Canadian. I'm from North America, but I'm not Canadian. And if you look at the statements by the leaders, it indicates that it's been a pretty chilly reception, but Canada is known for being cold.
Well, viewers, this is going to be an interesting time when Trump takes office. That's going to happen in about 15 days or so. And after that, we'll just have to watch and wait and see if President Trump will behave like candidate Trump. I leave it at this, viewers.
Presented by.
We have along with us ISRO Chairman Designate Dr. Narendra here. Sir, first, what are your thoughts after you got to know that you are being put as the chairman of ISRO and also you'll be taking over as the secretary of the Department of Space?
Really, I was so happy. But then I know it's a great responsibility and great, rather, I will tell, faith on me by the Honorable Prime Minister. That itself is a great honor, I will tell. And I know the type of ISRO team members, outstanding team, and we will be together doing great job.
People have also a lot of expectations now with Gaganyaan mission or the Chandrayaan 4. How does it, how are you
everything will go well because we have put a clear roadmap for Chandrayaan 4, Gaganyaan mission, then Venus orbiter mission. Everything we have put a clear roadmap. So it is a continuity. It is the leadership if you take from starting from Sarabhai, Professor Satish Dhawan, then comes to Professor U.R. Rao, Kasturirangan sir, Madhav Nair sir, then Dr. Radhakrishnan sir, Kiran Kumar sir, Dr. Sivan, Somnath. It's a leadership hierarchy. So I am fortunate to get this role and contribute.
Joined ISRO so many years back, but at that time, did you imagine, hailing from Kanyakumari, do you imagine that one day you will be in this position?
So it was 41 years I am going to complete. Out of that, 7 years as the director of LPSC. And to be frank, when you join, we don't look at this type of positions. Of course, you work and give the best effort, then whatever comes on the way, whatever organization wants, you do it. To be frank, at that point of time, I didn't imagine that I would be in a position to reach to this level.
So we know for the next 2 years there is a roadmap and everything, but is there anything that is of great importance to you personally?
No, say basically the country needs a lot of things in terms of the climate studies, in terms of disaster management related system, in terms of communication requirements, satellites for communications, then satellite for earth observations. So lot of demand is there. And of course, another area is strategic areas. So India is having so much vast area, and we have to also, the purpose is we have to ensure happy, healthy, safe life of all of our citizens. Of course, we have to improve the quality of the citizens, and solely ISRO is contributing in a big way, and we are going to contribute in the coming years in a big way.
Congrats, sir. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have along with us the family members of ISRO Chairman Designate Dr. V. Narayan. Dr. Kavita is his wife here. Ma'am, how does it feel when you got to know about this announcement?
Okay, so actually whatever you receive, it is from the God's blessing, right? So I'm also, as a family, his wife, I'm so proud. I'm excited, and we should thank God for that. Then all the Indians, because ISRO is a family, so I should thank all the Indians for that. And what else? Okay.
His daughter is also here. So what was your initial reaction when you got to know?
I was super excited for him because I was telling him, it's okay, there might be hurdles at work, but then you can always ace it if you're optimistic about it. So I was super excited for him because this is a huge step for him as well. Yeah.
And this is coming at a time when ISRO, we can say it's like at its peak, or I mean, so many missions that everyone is looking forward to. So coming at this time, how does it add to it, or how do you feel about that?
I think ISRO is not just one person, it's an entire family. So all the effort and all the hard works you're going to see is coming from an entire big family. So I'm pretty excited because yes, so many projects are coming up, but it is the output of a lot of people's effort into it. So I'm pretty excited for all the projects, and yes, I do feel happy about this entire journey. And yes.
Ma'am, does Sir discuss science at home, or do you all discuss all these things at home, or it is just normal conversation?
Yeah, normally some critical area he used to tell us. So sometimes we used to we'll ask like a lame person. We used to ask some questions. Sometimes it may catch some and he can move forward, right? So that's the only thing we used to do. So actually, other than that, he's completely work hard. So we used to we have a son also. Okay. So we three used to sit together, and we used to comment, and then
So science has been a topic of discussions at your house.
Yeah, little bit.
Okay. How was it for you growing up as a daughter of a scientist?
So one fun thing about me is I come from a background of science. Mom is in science field, dad is in science.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. Will the US and Israel bomb Iran? They've discussed scenarios, they've made plans, mostly to target Iran's nuclear facilities, and Tehran knows this. It is conducting drills to ward off potential attacks. But what has triggered this? Iran's recent losses, militarily, politically, and economically. The regime has been pushed to a corner and it wants a nuclear bomb as leverage. So will Iran get a bomb?